Hi, this is Gina at Positivity Past 50, and in this video I would like to share with you some things I have learned in the years of traveling to Europe that make me the most comfortable. As a teacher, I have to fly economy. I am on a budget, and so I have gathered some things that help me be comfortable. Also, I have trouble sleeping on a plane, and so I really have to come prepared. So if you stick with me, I also have a tip for the ladies that might help you feel fresh at the end when you get to your destination. So let's get to it. So first of all, in some gadgets that I'd like to share. There are good chargers and bad chargers, more like out-of-date chargers. This to me is, also I'm clumsy. This to me is considered more of an out-of-date charger if you have to remember to bring the cord. It's still a good charger, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I forget this cord when I wind up needing it. So to me, I have stopped using this. I still have it just in case, but I keep it at the house. I have two that I like to show you. So this is one of my favorites. This is the one I use all the time. It has the magnet that will go and attach to the back of the phone so it stays secure. But what I like about it, it comes with its cords. And so on my new phone, it has already switched to USB-C. So out of the corner, there's the cord. It pops out. But it also has the other USB, the one that iPhone had before the 16, before they started switching. So it has the older model, it's not even that old, and the USB-C. But I love it because it's just all compact and the battery does last a long time. The other one that I also kind of like definitely is this one. I think some people call it a lipstick charger because it kind of looks like a tube of lipstick. That it only has the older end. I've not been using this one, so I don't have the new end. That might come in that now. This is my husband's phone. He's got like an iPhone 10, and so it goes in the back like that. And this one still has kept the charge. It's been sitting in my hiking bag for a long time. So it's still a good choice. You just have to watch out for which end you pick. And if you upgrade your phone, you would probably have to change that end. So currently, this one's my favorite. And I'll link that. If I'm able to link that down below, I will definitely do that. So that's taking care of the chargers. Another thing is when you need those noise canceling headphones, I have bought just some inexpensive ones from Amazon that do wonderful. They keep a very long charge, but it has the noise canceling aspect because that hum over time can get annoying. And what I like about these is it comes with the audio cable. I keep it in a little Ziploc because in a black bag, sometimes things are hard to find. And so the audio cable hooks from here to the back of the headrest so that you can listen to the movie without having to switch to the inexpensive ones that the airline provides. So I love this. I love that aspect because like I said, I don't sleep well, so I usually need movies and TV shows to keep me going. And so this audio cable with this set of headphones works fabulous. They're a little bit bulky, but I really feel like it's worth packing them. Since my last flight, I went to Amsterdam back in March. I used those headphones. But since then, I've received some AirPods through a purchase. It came with my laptop. It came free. So I might try these the next time. I still will bring those because I love the audio cable. But I'm going to try these. So I bought a little silicone case so that I can hook this to the inside of my bag so I don't lose them at the bottom. So they'll get hooked into the zipper. I'll hook that there so it's easy to find. So I bought the silicone case to protect them, but there's also something that I saw that I think is very helpful. So once you take your AirPods out, I'm afraid, this is my fear, because they were kind of expensive, that I would, if one fell out, if I dozed off, if I was able to go to sleep, that I would drop one. So I bought the little cords, and they're little magnetic cords, like this, so it can go around my neck and then go into my ears. If one falls off, I don't have to go searching for it. So I am going to try this on my next flight because now I do have a pair of AirPods. I want to bring them in case I use my next item that's a gadget, because with those headphones, they don't go so well with my eye mask. I still put them over the eye mask because it has an ear part to it. I think these are going to be more helpful. So that's why I want to bring both, and it doesn't take up much space anyways. So that kind of leads me to my eye mask gadget. It comes in its own case. It is the type that, and I've used this twice now, it's the type that goes around. Some very tough Velcro. It fastens to the back of the headrest, your headrest. It does not bother the person behind you. It fastens behind the headrest, so it's behind you. And then it has a really nice cushion eye mask. So it is behind me, and then it goes across my eyes. And I'll show a video from the website. That's why I think the AirPods will work well, even though I've not tried them. I've not tried them two together, but since it goes around the head, I think the AirPods underneath my ear, that way if I want to listen to some white noise or some music, I think the combo will work out better. So this is it's a small headrest. I don't bring the big headrest. My husband does. He likes to sit on it as an extra cushion. I don't use the large headrest, head cushion, neck pillow, I guess it's called. I like this one because it holds my head back. Because I think one reason I can't go to sleep very well is because I'm afraid of my head dropping down into my neck. I don't know why I have a problem with that, but it feels like you might be drooling, might be sleeping, so I kind of like to keep my head back. So that kind of makes me a little more comfortable. So the next thing I'd like to share is my glasses case, because I do use readers and I always keep my sunglasses. So this is a glasses case I bought at Amazon. I bought the black and gray for a purpose because it's a dual-sided eyeglasses case. The reason I bought this color is because I can remember the dark side is my sunglasses. And if you can hear, it's got a magnetic closure. And so there's my sunglasses when I need to read. Then I've got my glasses. It's also very protected, and I can feel it and find it down in my bag easily. There's another thing that I have trouble with particularly, you may as well. If you've ever had ear pain, severe ear pain, when the plane is getting ready to land, I started that as I kind of got a little bit older. I don't remember that ever happening except for 2 trips ago. I remember in the landing, the pressure really hurting my ears. And so I kind of investigated what I could do to help that. And these, I don't know what to call them, but it's a type of screw. And people may know about that. I just learned about it. It's a type of screw. And 1 hour before the plane lands, you're supposed to twist those into your ear. I tried them the last flight, and they really did work. I did not have that really rough ear pain that I had never experienced before till recently. So maybe that's with aging that happens. So I just called them my ear screws because it does kind of look like a screw. I just got these at Walmart. And so I use those for safety. I feel like they could maybe pop your ears. I'm not sure what could happen. Another thing I like to bring, other than my Kindle, I mean, most people might bring a book or something. I load my Kindle up with 4 books, maybe 5 books, just in case you start a book, you get into 3 chapters, you don't really love it, you can switch to another book. So I really rely on my Kindle. Another thing I rely on in my bag, I took this from my daughter. She was going to give this to Goodwill. It's actually a makeup brush carrier, and so she had it in the Goodwill bag, and I opened it up and I went, I could use this for my travel wrangler. I call it a cord wrangler. So this is where the makeup brushes were supposed to go. I also put a little rubber band. Actually, that's a hair tie. That's not a rubber band. I take some hair ties and gather those cords together. If you're going to Europe, you need your adapters. I keep this part in my suitcase because it's too big. And I like this one because it has 2 outlets and 2 USB ports. So I keep this in my suitcase because you don't need that on the plane, but then I'll just keep the little adapters here. My cord's there. I'll put my battery pack in there. I can put it down the zipper part like this. This will be clipped to my bag, but if I need my my little cord wrangler. Also, I call this a cord wrangler. I guess this is an AirPod wrangler. Like that, this will probably wind up in the pouch. The zippered pouch is very handy. Who knew that a makeup case would be so handy to me? There's more cords usually when I'm traveling because you would have your phone, your Apple Watch, if you have one, different things like that. So that would probably be more filled up. So those are some of the gadgets I have bought. But also, if sometimes I've not used this bag with these, if you've ever used these clips, because this is a new bag. I usually have a rectangle bag. If this is in your seat near your feet and you go to sleep but you're nervous about your items, maybe the person sitting next to you, I use these to clip my bag closed so that if I do doze off or wind up going to sleep, I know that my items are secure. I clip it shut. I'll clip it to the strap. It's just common safety. I'm no longer as trusting as I used to be. So I also carry these little, and you get a whole bunch in a package from Amazon. I've got them everywhere. I've got them on all my bags now. So I'm down to 2 more that I've not used. So those are very handy if you're not a very trusting person like myself. And what I do sometimes is I will take these are those, your clothes come in Amazon or Shein in these very thin, lightweight bags. A lot of times I will take a bag like this and I will put in maybe my gadgets together. I could put my cords, my Kindle, my eyeglasses, probably not the earphones are too big. I would try to find like items and group them. I get the air out, put those down into my bag so that it's easy to find. I've used those bags. One time something came in, I think this was also a shirt, but it's more of a fabric, but it's clear, see-through. I kind of like the see-through aspect. For this, I usually put my own snacks. One thing that helps me get through economy flights are bringing my own snacks because I get kind of cranky when I'm hungry. And so I like to bring candy. I know it's not healthy, but I bring blow pops. I bring peanut M&Ms. I'll bring lots of chewing gum. I like to bring usually a couple of bars of chocolate because I'm a picky eater. And so sometimes the airplane food won't fill me up. And so I have that need to want something more. And then if I can't go to sleep, then sometimes I'm just going to snack. I also bring my own water bottle. This is one of the collapsible ones. And I've tried it enough to know that it does not leak. It comes with a silicone holder. It opens up. I fill it up after I've gone through security. I fill it, it has a little straw. I think I've used it for 2 trips and it's been very handy. Then you can also use it in your destination too. That way I have my own water I don't have to wait for the stewardesses to come around to give me more water. So this has been handy. And then you can empty it in the bathroom sink and close it back down and put it back in your bag. So this has been very nice. Another gadget that I like, I'm only 5'3" and actually my legs are shorter than, for proportion, I have very short legs. So if I don't want to put my feet on my bag, a lot of times I just do that. But if I feel like, okay, I shouldn't get my bag dirty with my feet, I bought, and I used this when I went to Switzerland. I did not use it my last trip, I forgot it. So when I went to Switzerland, I used this, it's a foot sling. And I'll show you a little video of how it works. But this is really great to keep your feet off your bag and yet elevate your feet to give yourself a little bit more comfort because I do like to prop my feet. It does not bother the person in front of you because it goes around the tray table. And I try not to move very much. I try to be very respectful of the people in front of me, behind me, and to the sides. And so I make sure I don't wiggle around too much or push down on that person's seat. But once you kind of get a little settled, prop your feet up and you're very comfortable. So this has been a good purchase as well. Another thing I have done is I think it's very impolite to take off your shoes. But what I have done is take it off my shoes, but quickly put on a pair of slippers. Right now, I'm in between slippers. I think the other ones have kind of worn out, so I don't have any to show, but it's just a very thin pair of slippers. And I also would put it in a bag so that you can keep your other things clean. I would use something like this. So using slippers to keep your feet comfortable during the flight is very important for me. But I also recognize that you should not take off your shoes and just maybe sit around. I think a lot of people think that's very disrespectful, which I'd like to be in a situation where I'm not confronted about that. So I just keep my socks on, and then I put on a pair of slippers so that my feet can be very comfortable. Another few things that I have would be to keep yourself comfortable is I usually do have my little bag of small amounts of the makeup that I have that fit through security. I take out face wipes. So I have a big bag of face wipes at home, and I think of how many days I'm going to be gone because I use face wipes when I'm traveling. So morning and night, and then I think of the plane ride. So I add in 2 more for going and 2 more for returning. I take them out and I fold them neatly, and I put them in a Ziploc bag. That way they don't take up much space. So it depends on the trip how many you might bring. So if it's a 7-day trip, I might bring 14 plus 4 more, and then I put them in a bag. I don't always take off my makeup, but it gives me the option that if I want to take off my makeup to feel fresh, reapply if I want to, even if it's in the airplane bathroom, the airport bathroom, not really the airplane, because you don't want to spend a lot of time and then have people waiting on you. So if I wanted to do my makeup again when I land, it gives me the option. I also bring my own Germ-X. I know the airline typically gives you one, but I always keep a couple extras. I like the individual packages. Those are very handy. Another thing I like are to bring these Colgate Wisp is the title. You may have seen these. It has a little bit of toothpaste inside. It also has a toothpick, which you should use privately in the bathroom to be respectful of everybody around you. So I will take this along with my wipes and maybe even my makeup bag to the bathroom for a quick freshen up. Of course, always bring your deodorant and then your spritz that can make your face feel so much better after in the dry cabin air. Spritz yourself with some of the face spritz that is available. Now for the ladies, so boys, you might want to get off right now. For the ladies, I do not have a cycle anymore. I'm 55, so I don't have to worry about that anymore, but I still keep these liners. Instead of bringing a change of clothes of everything, I will wear a liner while you're sitting in the plane for all those hours. You don't feel so fresh. When I go to the restroom to freshen up, I have my liners, and so I will take off the liner that I don't need anymore, and then if I feel like it's in the mid-flight, I might reapply another one. If not, I've got this one for the next flight home. So I think that's been a great addition because they're not uncomfortable, but yet you feel like you've put on a new pair of underpants. And so that has really been helpful. So if these tips and tricks have helped you in any way, if you would be so generous to like and maybe even subscribe to my channel. I am a beginner and I would be ever so grateful for that generosity. I would appreciate it so much. I would like to start making content to help people in the future, and I could use your support. So I appreciate you so much, and thank you for watching.